Okay, so our hitter is now in the middle of the court. Ladies, show me that release, please. If you look at both systems, perimeter and rotation, the release for the middle is not any different. Okay, those are the two releases that are exactly the same in those systems. So we talked about in the perimeter defense video about how we have to have our defenders off of our blockers' hands. So blockers, if you can keep your hands up for a minute. So my right side is not involved in the block unless my middle is hitting a 3-ball. Okay, so right now my middle's hitting in front of the setter. So she's going to release off the net inside the 10-foot line to play defense and to cover this tip. Okay, obviously you can see there's a big spot right here that's pretty vulnerable to attack. This is our left back's responsibility. Okay, I like to always tell our girls that, you know, if they ask, was that my ball? Yes, every ball is your ball. We do not ever want to let a ball hit the floor unless we are trying to pursue it. So really, Abby and Mac here have the responsibility of a pretty big section of the court to cover those balls off the block, any kind of tip or anything like that. So Mac here, go back to your base for me and show him your release. She's going to drop hop to her release point right off to the off hand of our off blocker. So that's Megan. So if we were to have Mac run up to Megan, her nose would be in her armpit. Okay, she'd be making sure she put her deodorant on this morning. Okay, for my middle back, this is the harder release for the middle back because she has to also read the hitter. So Molly's going to put her hand up like she's attacking, okay, and she's showing this angle. So Sheridan is going to dig this ball. She's going to take that angle. For middle backs, the key is really that they make a decision, they go with it, and they're stopped as the hitter is contacting the ball. With defense, there's really nothing more important than your posture and your ability to stop when the hitter is about to contact. If she's still in motion or if she goes left and Molly's showing right and she tries to go and move while Molly's attacking the ball, she's going to have very limited opportunity to get her hands on that ball. So we want her to stop even if she makes the wrong decision. What we do not want our middle back to do is be directly behind the block, okay? Because this block is supposed to be taking away an angle of the court. And if she's standing behind the block, she really isn't covering some of the vulnerabilities on the floor. Okay, so middle back has to read. Our right back has a deeper release than she does against the left side. She's just going to drop hop just like our left back, and she's going to hug this line. She has that angle off the block. Jenna is also off the outside hand, Bree, of your hands, of her outside block, who is Bree. So again, she'd be right in her armpit, so would Abby. Okay, so go back to base, ladies, and let's show that a little bit quicker. Release. Good. Okay, and Molly's showing one way or the other, and Sheridan is making that decision. Our middle back will make that decision. Go back one more time. Again, go. Good, and this time Molly showed something different, so our middle back had to make a different read. Okay, again, the tough vulnerability spots in this defense against the middle system is this shot right here. I call it the M&M. I'm not honestly even sure why. I played with someone in college who tipped all the time, and her name was Maggie Morfeld. So we named it after her, the M&M. She scored 100% of the time when she tipped this ball. It's a very difficult ball to cover. That is part of defense, is being able to read. So I would expect my left back to see if Molly's attacking and her elbow comes down a little bit and she's showing tip, I would ask her to release to that point. Okay, and Sheridan maybe to take over some of her responsibilities, because no hitter is going to hit a ball when their elbow comes down here. Okay, so defense is about, yes, I need to know my release points, but more importantly, I need to be able to read. And the only way that kids are going to learn that is just by practicing. Okay, and that if Molly goes ahead and tips the ball and Mac doesn't see it, as I pointed out to her, did you see her arm? Let's look at this arm. Let's look at that arm swing. That's when we have to make that adjustment.